All right, we're now live on YouTube. Just going live on Facebook. All right, we're live on Facebook and YouTube. Go ahead, start recording. All right, welcome to another episode of Nick's Knowledge and Notions NQ Science Series. This isn't biology or physics, but it's the science of all things that go through my mind and how they manifest themselves in the physical. And as always, I have my man DJ, the money coach, here to provide the young OG and the financial expertise perspective. And as you're coming into the building, make sure you like, share, and subscribe to the 7 Spheres of Money YouTube channel. And if you're on the Facebook page, make sure you're following us, and make sure you subscribe to all of our social media so you can stay connected. All right, DJ, we're closing out the standard work week and headed into the weekend. So how's your week going?
Man, my week is going well, as always. I did have some physical challenges this week, but this is the couldn't be a better topic, talking about what it takes to be a winner, man. I actually had some things that just unexpectedly happened, but had meetings, had projects that we were working on that we're deeply invested in that had to show up, man. No complaining, no crying, and getting it done, man. What a winner does. So again, I'm fired up. I'm excited, and I'm more excited about the fact that I persevered through some of the challenges that were unexpected. Because, hey, man, at the end of the day, I'm a winner, a leader, and a shepherd. And leading by example is one of the key things about being a winner. So I'm fired up, man, for the show. This is episode 5, I think it is. So
I believe so.
Let's get to it, brother.
All right. That's right. So yeah, we'll be talking about what it takes to be a winner. DJ already alluded to some of those traits and those characteristics, which we will go into this evening. But as a backdrop, I'll start with my backdrop first. So it seems that this term winner, winning and to win, they all it's a common term. Those are common terms, but they've become popularized, especially in the midst of this attention economy. So winning is a hashtag now. If you think back maybe about 8 years ago to 2012, DJ Khaled put out a song called All I Do Is Win. And as winning has become more and more mainstream, the meaning of winning sometimes gets watered down, distorted, misunderstood.
Oh man.
Yeah, yeah. I see DJ started getting excited already.
That's the reason I didn't know that song was by that dude because personally,
yeah,
that dude is a culture vulture.
Uh-oh.
Got no love for people who are culture vultures.
Uh-oh. Yeah. It's getting warmed up. So yeah. Yeah, so yeah, this term can get misunderstood and at the same time it can be understood, but people just aren't willing to do what it takes to be a real winner rather than just looking like a winner. So if we think about the definition of a winner, in the dictionary, a winner is someone who wins. What does it mean to win? It means to be victorious or successful in a conflict, challenge, or contest, or to secure or acquire something as a result of a contest or a competition or a challenge. So that's my backdrop to this. We're going to talk about the traits of what it takes to be a winner. But DJ, you and I had a conversation offline before we went live on last week's show, and we were talking about this topic of what it takes to be a winner, and you mentioned some things about alpha traits. So why don't you jump in here and give us your backdrop of what it means to be a winner and a little bit of that conversation that we had about what it takes and how that's associated with being an alpha.
First and foremost, I think we have misconstrued what winning means. Winning doesn't mean burning down everybody's house and you stand victorious. That's not winning. I'm gonna keep it real. The society we live in today, it's a win-lose scenario. I win, you lose. Ha ha ha. That ain't winning. I'm sorry. Winning to me as an alpha is number one, being a person of your word, first and foremost. Being a person of your word. Number two, when you give somebody your commitment and you get completely transparency between you, the person, the entity, the organization, and they share everything with you that they're about to get to the victory line, and you understand, and there's no hidden agendas, you haven't been tricked or anything, and you sign up, just because there's a little hiccup, you don't stop. You stay on the game plan. And in today's society, especially with these millennials and these beta males, as soon as you get a little fingernail, injury, or you come up with a little a little cough, it's so easy to say I need to do some what they call it in the NBA, something management they call it. I forgot, where they taking games off and they not sick or something. Something management. I forget what they call it, but in my day, if I knew what the deal was, Nick, and I bought in, I was in till the game was done. End of the story. Until the game was done. And I've got the perfect book to talk about, what an alpha is about. Somebody got a track record. Can you see this book?
Yep, it's Pat Riley, the winner within. A life plan for team players.
Yeah, man. A life plan for team players. We don't have any of those, hardly at all, in today's society. Here's a guy who fought for everything he got. He never lowered his standards. And everywhere he went, he won. But most importantly, he never put the individual above team success. And he was tough on his guys, but you know what he also was? He was loyal to his guys. Anybody that walked through the fire with Pat Riley, they always had a home, they always had a job, and he took care of their families. That's what winning is about, okay? So nowadays, you get cats that they want instant gratification without putting the work in, and soon as things ain't working, they jumping off the board, and they quick, to hop on social media and start, calling people out or trying to shame them or this little fake, bullying, BS, and that ain't winning. But because it's a popularity contest, like you talk about, oh, I got all these likes, oh, I got all these followers, but I'm sitting up here and I'm digging ditches or I'm, jumping off of cars and I'm doing just silly stuff that has no discernible value because some loser who's living vicariously through you as a beta, they think you winning, and then you get a popularity contest, and all of a sudden you're winning because now people want to advertise with you on these platforms and pay you money for stupidity because they know you cheap and lemons. Okay? But a real alpha, a real man, a real woman, integrity, person of their word, follow up, follow through, stay the course. Expected anything worth having to successfully to earn, to add value to life and the people, they know that there's work that got to be done. And the only time you're going to find success before work, i.e. winning, is in the dictionary. And I'll give you a prime example. So we had an investment that we had to go physically go check out, and I wasn't feeling well, and I didn't complain about it. I jumped in the ride, hopped on the flight, got in the car, made the 3-hour drive, shook the hands, checked the deal out. And before I knew it, heading back, man, I'm totally broken out in a body rash.
Wow.
I've never been allergic to anything in my life. And all of a sudden, I got to go rush to the hospital, man.
Wow.
I didn't even tell you, and I'm making all those appointments. When you tell, hey man, how many appointments you got? I'm literally coming from the hospital when you hit me up, asking me what appointments we got to do. And at first I was like, you know what? I have a legitimate reason to not do these next 3 appointments that day, but I didn't because I gave my word. I did them appointments, got my appointment with my doctor, still got to go see the doctor again. That's winning. And I'm not saying this to have somebody pat me on the back, bro. I'm saying because I gave my commitment to you, gave my commitment to the client, gave my commitment to the team. And if I'm breathing and I'm capable of speaking, I'm getting the job done, regardless of whatever the outcome is. Because that's how I was taught. And if we come up short financially, I still won because I showed my family what character is. I show what honoring my word is. But we so quickly nowadays, people opt out of things. They don't get what they want because they've been put up on this false pedestal because, oh, I can shoot a basketball. Oh, I can run a pigskin. Oh, you know what? I can code better than anybody. But other than that, you don't have no discernible skills. You're not likable. You don't even know how to speak to people properly. Because you got this little gift that God touched you, and you're able to do a little bit better than the next guy, girl. People put you on a pedestal instead of working on their own game. That's winning. And then when you got to make tough decisions that ain't popular because somebody gonna say something about you on this fake media, you pull back or recant your story, i.e. Nick Cannon, because you thought you had FU money and you could do whatever you want, and then they pulled back the veil and told you, hey, go down there and genuflect, kiss them boots, and tell them what you said was lies, which were the truth. And didn't say anything to discourage anybody, but because he had this money that wasn't really sure, he went back and came back, did a 360, and recanted all his story. Then he comes back with this convoluted story about he went down his lineage and found out that his great-great-grandfather was a rabbi. Oh, my goodness. You are a fucking loser. Pardon my French.
Hey, keep it real.
Because if I'm going to tell you some truth that I know factually, chronologically, historically, that I can prove, immutable facts, this truth, and I'm not disparaging anybody, I'm not going to recant my words to nobody. That's what a winner does. What a beta does is recant stories and let other people tell him or her what to do. Or conversely, with this election, we got these fake people who are capping and appropriating culture that on their birth certificate, it says Caucasian. But they went to the same school you went to, HBCU. They got into the sorority because it was all part of a plan because they're ambitious. That ain't winning. That ain't a winner. You feel me? But because I can captivate an audience, I can be a great orator, and I can tell you a story, you call it winning because I'm collecting checks and I'm collecting popularity votes. But you're not winning. You momentarily fooling some people, but long term, you're defrauding folks. And the people who are buying into that, they're the ultimate losers who think that they're winning. So at the end of the day, again, go get this book. And see, another thing about winning and being a winner, it's about the principles of success. You don't have to like the person, but these principles that are immutable principles, they're universal truths. And here's what my grandfather told me. He said, you lose some money, you lost nothing. You lose a friend, you lost something. You lose that name on the back of that jersey that belonged to me, you lost everything. And they say, if you're doing everything right, Nick, and people are discouraging or disparaging your name, and over the period of time, and you done what's right, it will always come out to be on top, and your legacy will speak for itself, i.e. Malcolm X, i.e. Martin Luther King, i.e. Marcus Garvey. You see what I'm saying? These people were being, rocks at, talked about, and all that. But now what are we doing in today's society? 100 years, 60 years, 70 years later, we still talk about these people because they were ultimate winners. Reginald F. Lewis, winner. See, this little fake stuff like Cardi B and all these other clowns that get on here doing stuff, they win in a monetary sense, but inside, what does this book again say? The winner within. Those people, you know what they end up doing, Nick? They jumping out of buildings. They drug overdosing because they're not happy, because they're not really winning. That's what winning is about. And now you earn the money the right way, you don't have to worry about sleeping at night. You ain't looking over your shoulder. Your children respect you. Your peers admire you. And when it comes to somebody they can depend on, when the back's up against the wall, they call you or her the him. Humble, integrity, man, woman, hero. That's what a winner is. So back to you, brother.
Excellent. Yeah. So, I picked up a few things from that breakdown you just gave, but just going with the most recent. It seems that real winning generates respect, from real people, because of course you're gonna have haters, but the hate isn't coming from genuine people. Well, once you're really winning, and you're winning on the inside and outside, and you're doing everything with integrity and is morally sound, you gain that respect from those that matter. And then not looking over your shoulder, not having to look over your shoulder, pretty much shows that really truly winning puts you at peace. You're at peace when you're really winning. And that's what it's all about, peace, and then also freedom too, as you were alluded to earlier, with not backtracking on your stance on certain things and what you say. it's an aspect of freedom, and it's an aspect of being at peace, and being impeccable with your word. That is actually one of the 4 agreements. Another great book that everyone should read by Don Ruiz. The 4 agreements. Be impeccable with your word is one of those 4 agreements there. But just to talk about some other characteristics that you mentioned, the integrity piece, doing the right thing, no matter if one person is watching or a million people are watching. That's an attribute of a real winner there. Winners do the work too. They don't take the shortcuts. So it's persevering.
Let me interject right here.
Yeah, go ahead.
Winner, when they are told what their responsibilities are and their duties, and they do it, they don't expect to get patted on the back because that's their job. That's what Bill Belichick says. Man, do your job. That's what I'm paying you for. So why am I applauding you up? You know what? That's the society. That participation trophy everybody now gets. So you defraud that person because every time they do anything, they looking like the animal or the seal. They want a Scooby snack. Yeah. And then when they don't get it, it messes them up. It discombobulates them, confuses them. They get baffled because they thought that they were doing something right, like they're in a labyrinth like Pavlov, and they don't know what's real. So that totally flips the paradigm for them. And again, guess what? I ain't hating on none of these people. Hey, man, go make all the money you can make. Go do you. Be 100% you. But tell you what, don't bring that bull down my pathway. Expect me to call it, shiny silver when I know it's not. And if you can be, like Maslow says, at the top of the triangle, self-actualized, knowing yourself and knowing the importance of wealth internally versus external, you don't sell out for this stuff. And then when you use your environment as an excuse for you to do negative things that are portrayed as winning, you'll get away from that. But see, this ain't popular. It's popular better to say, hey, man, I got this, I did that. Did you see me doing the TikTok and doing all of this? And then I'm promoting a product that's got 400,000 grams of sugar in it, but I don't drink it, but I'm promoting it because they give me $8 million. And commercials out. A lot of times, people don't even pay attention. So subtle. Them cats talk about the product, but never eat it, never drink it. They show it. Why would I buy something from you just because you got a pretty smile and you know how to articulate yourself, but you ain't even touching the daggone product? But that's winning because that balance statement says, I got millions, baby. I got 100 million followers, baby. And now my popularity, that the potential president of the United States is sitting down with a freaking rapper, stripper, whore, getting her perspective on the importance of her representing the community for a vote to run this corporation called the United States of America. And all these clowns are watching this. Now, W.E. Du Bois will be rolling over in his grave. Frederick Douglass will be rolling over in his grave. Ida B. Wells will be rolling over in her grave if our community was letting a whore represent our vote and talking about reparations and all this other stuff. But just the next day, I got this video out talking about how to sell my little daughter to shake her butt at 6, 7, 8, 9 years, 10 years of age to get that money. But Joey B., the president, hopeful, is sitting down having supposedly a real conversation with her about policy and politics for the black community. And here's a tip. She ain't even black.
Uh-oh.
But we winning, baby. We winning. Because the optics look great. And I got all the fools who ain't even going to vote listening. Oh, what she say? Oh, yeah, she just made $100 million. Oh, she used to drug dudes. stick them up. But she got $100 million, and guess what? She sit down with Joe Biden. She gonna be at the White House. Or I got Kim Kardashian. She just got so and so out of jail. Oh wow, wow, that's awesome. But did you promote Maya Moore, who quit playing basketball after she won a world championship, gold medal, player of the year, to go fight for a cause for a guy who was wrongly convicted and sent to jail when she was 12 years old? But Kim Kardashian come out here, oh yeah, I'm going to get so-and-so. I told Donald, let him out of jail. And I'm going to get him out of jail too. But that's winning for this society we live in today, because we are rushing to the bottom.
Man.
In BK1, it says, what all is good will be bad, and what all is bad will be good. And we will have fake prophets amongst everybody. So, again, don't take this wrong if you're watching this and you're 12 years old, you're 25, and you think I'm hating on somebody to make $100 million that I can care less about. But what I do care about is you sold your soul, and you think you're going to be like them, and you're going to get turned out, bending over, grabbing your ankles, getting ran through, and out on Skid Row. Because guess what? That's 1 out of 5 million to get there, they sold their soul to get what? Or you get her husband talking about he running for president. So now the president is now become a mockery, a caricature. Because the last president that we have now, you know, what was he? A reality popularity person. So now anybody across the world say, oh man, you want to be the president, most powerful person in the world? Dude, go to acting school, take a reality course, get 200 million followers. And you, if you're 35 years of age, even though you didn't grow up in America, but we'll get a birth certificate, and you spent your formal years in Canada as a Caucasian, living in the top 1% amongst the Seagrams and the most empire owners, and then you can come back and pretend to be my culture, better yet my lineage, and you can get voted in to the White House. And then you can make laws that will put your dumb ass down for voting for this dummy. Anyway, I digress.
Man, I wish, man, I need to give me a system here so I can throw in some sound effects, man, throwing some explosions for all these bombs you've been dropping in here, man. Just hit the button on them. Yeah, but yeah, man. Yeah, we don't have a stake in these celebrities. And these celebrities, they're not worried about us, but we do know and understand how impressionable, young, not even just young people. There's people their age that are just as just as impressionable. So we're speaking to them, to let you know that all of this is an illusion and not the fall for the nonsense. That's what we're pretty much telling you.
And I know that was the kind of winning. You were talking about winning like sports and community, but dude, winning is winning, baby.
Oh yeah, no matter what environment you're in.
When you're a real winner, your enemies respect you. Woo. And your enemies, because of your integrity and your commitment to your cause, will someday become your allies. I.e., the Joseph and Potiphar. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. Because they looked at the way you walk, and your walk goes before your talk. And then when it lines up and it's congruent, they'll follow you when it's really important to get the real W in life. Because again, the money comes and go, baby. The fake followers comes and go.
Oh, yeah.
What are they going to be saying about you 30, 40, 50, 100 years from today? What are they going to say about your lineage of your success? Oh, I was the king of the whores? Uh-oh. Or, I was a reputable person who was godly and raised another reputable man and woman, and they went out and added value, and they didn't have to promote it at the rooftops about what they're doing for the community. That's winning. So my grandfather, winner, 8th grade education, put 5 children through college, never made more than $35,000, $40,000 a year, put 5 children through college, died debt-free, owned several real estate properties, successful, millionaire next door, never complained. My grandfather, one time, walking home from his job as a porter at the Palmer House Hotel in Chicago. In his neighborhood, people have been knowing my grandfather for 30 years. A dude, my grandfather gets off the bus, Nick, and a dude that knew my grandfather ended up becoming a drug head, stabs my grandfather with an ice pick 4 times.
Wow.
And takes $100 off my grandfather. For the grace of God, my grandfather did not die. Lived another 30 years. Wow. And if that guy would have asked my grandfather for some money, he would have given it to him. But this guy stabbed my grandfather, ice pick. And my grandfather didn't turn him in to the police or anything. Went about his business, got, went to the hospital, stayed in the hospital for a while, seemed like forever. Came right back out, could have stopped working. He was in his early 60s when that happened. My grandfather died, I think, like 93, 94 years of age. He went right back to work as soon as he got out of the hospital, bro.
Wow.
Kept taking care of his family and his kids. Was upset about what happened, but he didn't play the victim role, bro. That's winning. My grandmother, 4th, 5th grade education from New Orleans. Going out every day in the winter, getting on the bus herself. This is on my dad's side. Going to clean toilets, wash floors, clean plates for wealthy people on the Gold Coast. To help pay for my tuition to private school. Because my dad fought in this country in Vietnam and gave his life. And my grandmother felt she owed me, and she was going out there doing it. So even when we didn't want her doing it, she was going out and doing it. That's a winner, bro. Her husband passed away from a stroke at 74, out in the yard shoveling snow in the dead of winter in Chicago. My grandmother just picked up the pieces, took care of her 6 kids, kept it moving, never complained. That's winning, bro. Where are those people at nowadays?
Man. Well, we know one thing's for sure. We may not have as many of those folks as we had back then, but we know they're out there. They're just not popular. It's just not sexy to be a real winner like that.
Because we allowed our culture and our society to be appropriated by the minority of the people that are doing the wrong thing. Instead of standing up against them and saying, hey, we're going to put that foolishness aside. And it's easy to flip the script back over that and change. But you have to be the sacrificial lamb in order for the momentum and the movement to move forward. And nobody wants to do that. Nobody wants to say anything until it just gets out of control where everybody knows it's ridiculous. So we get on this bandwagon, just like with this movement now. It's flaming out. We're wearing these little fake names on the back of our jerseys and these little logos on the floors. But what is it doing in terms of equality and justice? Nothing. Have they still arrested the police in Kentucky? They went and boom, 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 killed Breonna. But we're having sit-downs with the potential presidential elect with whores. And that's winning. That's what the problem is. So if we start promoting character, principle, integrity at a young age to our students, they will start aspiring to that, just like with the national spelling bee contest. If we made that popular, more popular than sports, we would change the paradigm for everybody. And then we would get back to real winning, and we will be honorable and respectable across the world, where people will look to America about what real winning is. But now most people look at America as where they can create a profile or a pretense image of a person and go do it and dupe people, grab the bag, as you guys call it, and get out of Dodge or pay the penalty and still keep the profit. So people like you that are teachers, that are in the trenches, paying, the price for long-term success, because each person internally is built as a winner. But it's an ability to know yourself, enable you to stop from that person who's trying to shame you, fool you, or clown you because they have an insecurity problem, not you. And for you to be able to understand who you are, if we spend more time investing in inner person, we'll show the real winner, and then all that foolishness to go to the side. Or just like we, go buy products and services that people can't stand us, but we spend twice as much money just to prove we can afford that crap. That's why, you know what? See, this hat is valuable to us because this is us. We ain't out here promoting other people's stuff. We're endorsing us. We're building 100% us. So that winner is in everybody, but that winner who's not sure he or she is a winner, they need to see a winner, encourage them, support them, and show them an environment to make it conducive for their talents to come out. And then they can understand that this popularity contest is not really worth it, because if you know who you are, you don't need it at the end of the day. But again, this ain't sexy, but guess what? Real alphas, they attract everybody. They got that it factor, intense talent, baby. Intense know themselves internally. So we walk amongst everybody, because at the end of the day, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we all put our pants on one leg at a time, and God's no respecter of person. So if you don't know you're a winner, call up DJ the Money Coach, and I will tell you how much of a winner you are. And you don't have to watch them idiots out here shaking their butts, talking this two-faced stuff, and you can believe in yourself, and we'll provide you with a vehicle to help you win any shape, size, or form. Hit up DJ the Money Coach. We'll be here. Nick will be here. That's what winning is all about, brother. And then you'll wear that real ring, a championship, because that solidifies and personifies integrity.
Yeah, there you go. And I'm glad you mentioned that about folks out there who may not know that they're a winner. You also have to understand that you define being a winner on your own terms. You can't compare yourself to other people or compare yourself to what you see on the internet. You have to look at where you are in life and where you need to go, and understand that it's a gradual and constant elevation. You should be working to improve yourself and your situation daily. And that's another attribute of a winner that I actually put down in my notes is that that constant elevation, constantly working to improve yourself.
Exactly. And here's the thing: emulate, don't duplicate. Why be a second-rate copy of somebody else when you can be a first-rate copy of yourself? I'm going to say that again. Emulate, don't duplicate. Why be a second-rate copy of somebody else when you can be a first-rate copy of yourself? God, your creator, Most High, whomever you call him or her, made you unique, just like a snowflake, just like a fingerprint. They put you here to impact thousands and millions of people, to prove you are what God engineered you to be, to help everybody else make it happen. So that part of knowing how to believe in yourself, follow your own dream, get a plan, get a goal, link up with somebody who indirectly or directly you can emulate their principles of success, that will elevate yourself. And if you turn off the idiot box, turn off the social media, and know that real success takes time. I've never seen anybody, Nick, have anything worth really having that did not put the work in for 3 to 5 to 7 years. I've never seen anybody, Nick, that had anything worth having long term that did not fail multiple times, because you know what they're doing? They're failing forward and growing because you don't know what you don't know, and you haven't developed a skill that is a masterful skill through deliberate practice to shine and show the world what the true winner you are. It's called a growth mindset. So, you know, here's another thing that people need to get. It's called the growth mindset. Let me make sure I got that right. Can you see that?
Yep, yeah, mindset, the new psychology of success, how we can learn to fulfill our potential, by Carol S. Dweck. Yeah, I listened to that. I listened to that book as well.
So guess what? Check this out. Here's the paradigm that this gave me an epiphany, because we're taught in school, and you're an educator. What do you teach kids to do? Get 100 on their grades, get straight A's. So they're taught that perfect paradigm that they get so caught up in being perfect that they can't learn when they fail, that they think they're a permanent failure. But in a growth mindset, if you're really a winner, it tells you you will figure things out, and the more you do it, the better you'll get. And it's not about how you start, it's how you finish. So I'd rather have a student who starts out struggling with a D or a C, but at the end of the semester, he or she can tell me masterfully how to do the project, how to do the calculus, how to do the English, how to put the biology in the what they call it, the dissection of the animals together. But that same person, the first 2 weeks, couldn't even put 2 sentences together. But now they're confident because they did deliberate practice, they worked, they fell forward, and they had a mindset that I can get to do this better. But that person who taught to be perfect, as soon as they come against any challenges that they can't figure out real quickly, you know what they're designed to do? Because the institution teaches them to quit. And Carol Dweck breaks this down so much so, if we taught that at the 6th grade level, the 1st grade level, the 5th grade level, the freshman level, kids will be more successful because they would expect these challenges are just abilities to iron their sword, to get it sharper. And then the student will be encouraged by the professor and the teacher to get better versus saying, oh, you didn't get 100 on the exam. What's wrong, Nick? You used to always get hundreds. And then all of a sudden, Nick pulls back and withdraws and stops giving his all because he didn't master it right out the gate. And you're no longer the special child, when it's just the opposite. And that's why statistically, guys and girls who struggle and continue to work like Helen Keller, they become the most dominant ones that people remember for a lifetime. Or like Washington Carver, George Washington Carver, who created multiple things from the peanut. Benjamin Banneker. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I don't remember when we were growing up, they were promoting Step It and Fetch It. You know, I don't recall that. But they flipped the script and they put this vehicle that does programming to dummy down the brain and actually paralyze the mind, that you start seeing them people get money and living a better life, you start aspiring to have that. That's not winning.
Yeah. And I'm glad you mentioned that growth mindset there and gave the example of the student and the teacher in class, because it reminds me that our metric of measuring the student's performance and our performance as instructors is the growth that the student makes. You know, where a student started. So when we're actually taking these tangible measures, in my case would be, you know, the reading assessments and the writing assessments. You know, we do one at the very beginning of the school year, do one, you know, do a couple in the middle, and we do one at the end. So my expectations for my students is to see them increase over time. not that they'll get a 100% result on their exam, and that's the same thing for the administrators that they have for the teachers. They want to see our students grow over time rather than perfection. Just thinking realistically. So when you come at it with that angle, that's motivating and encouraging to the students, to the teachers, to the organization as a whole. That any bit of improvement is a good means you're going in the right direction. And like you said, to be a real winner, you want to be aiming for longevity. The saying goes, it's not a sprint, it's a marathon. So in order to achieve that long-term success, you have to put in those years of work. What you put in equals what you get out. At the end of the day.
Man, give me another example of an ultimate winner. Jackie Joyner. Probably too old for you to remember, but Jackie Joyner. Look her up. I mean, look up Rudolph. Was Angela Rudolph? She was a track star.
Wilma Rudolph.
I'm sorry, Wilma Rudolph. But she grew up and she was what? She couldn't even walk. She had what was it? She had what was the disease she had? And she had to wear the braces and stuff on her legs. But the moral story, not only did she learn how to walk and run, she became a master tennis player, an Olympian, all those good things. And she didn't compare herself against anybody else. See, that's another thing that you want to know what the anti-winner is. The anti-winner is somebody who's constantly trying to duplicate, copy somebody else's success model. And like they do in the singing, world, where they just print money. So they want to create this band and just give these attributes, but it really has no substance behind it, and people mimic this stuff. These boy bands, epitome of it. One day you got the boy band in North Korea or South Korea, or whatever, and they the baddest thing since sliced bread. Then you got someone in the London in the BK, but they're like fast food. Fast forward 12 months later, who? Won what? Sosa? But don't nobody forget New Edition.
Nope.
Don't nobody forget Bobby Brown.
There you go.
Don't nobody forget Prince.
Right.
Michael Jackson. George Michael. You know what I'm saying? Elton John. Billy Joel. Tina Turner. These things, nobody forgot, Benjamin Banneker, because they didn't compare themselves against nobody. They had unlimited imaginations about who they could be if they just had the tools to go to work. But in this society today, everybody got to be quick, rich, quick, popular, quick stupidity. And they're winning. Because you know what they're winning? They're winning in their bank account temporarily. But look down the road 5 years from now, see if that same clown is still winning.
Right.
And then look at the percentages.
Mm-hmm.
And then another thing is, you know what? How about being an original you instead of appropriating somebody else's culture, somebody else's ethnicity to get a vote? Because if you really you and you stand on who you are, you should be able to get where you're going without stealing from somebody else. So they might not catch that on they might catch that on the way home.
Right. Hey, being the original you, that's taking a risk, but that's what winners do. They take risks by being their original self. Copying other people is the safe way to do it, but it's not the sustainable, and it's not the more valuable choice to make there.
No. Not long term, and it's not honorable. But again, if money is your end game and it's your only game, then hey man, you won.
Yeah. You got. Yeah, there you go. You got that instant satisfaction and gratification, but long term, that loses its value.
Right.
For sure. Yeah.
Or you have the guy or the girl who nobody knew in high school, and they were the person that was able to figure some coding out, and then all of a sudden they got the trophy wife or they got the trophy husband. But the trophy wife and the trophy husband, when they not around, they banging somebody else, and they spending all their loot. Oh, I don't know nobody like that, man. You see them all the time, bro. All the time. If they didn't have that ability to do that code or whatever, that prom king, prom queen wouldn't even waste their time with them. But you're excited because you're able to afford that, you know, what do they call it? Man, I forget what they call it. Whatever the little trapping, the bling on the arm, the little extra, you know, accessory, which is the physical person. But they ain't into you.
Right.
Because soon as your money go, they go. You know, so again, man, winning is such a great topic.
Oh, yeah.
You know, at the end of the day. And if I live and I never make a dollar, but I'm respected, my children love me, and my enemies respect me, I've won.
Yeah, there you go.
Because deep down, guess what? They want to be 100% themselves too and be accepted. And you know all you got to be accepted by at the end of the day, Nick? Your creator, you and your family. Everybody else is irrelevant. Now, do we naturally as humans want to have, you know, gratification and acknowledgement and praise? Absolutely. But the real praise from within, creator, you and your family, all that matters. And at the end of the day, here's the irony. If you get all that figured out, then everybody else is attracted to you. That's the hilariousness about it.
Right. Right. That is. You know, they just pop up out of the woodworks.
And that's all it's what about at the end of the day. Social media is high school and college on steroids.
Oh yeah. All over again.
All over again, bro. All over again. Because why would I be on this medium wasting my time trying to impress you if I figured out who I was as a real winner within? I'd be out doing me 24/7, 365, kicking it, having a blast, and wouldn't even remember who you were. Nothing personal.
Yeah, it was one more thing that you said earlier on about coming up short, you know, but still having your character and your integrity. That I wanted to go back to that last point and just to emphasize that. And then you also mentioned a few minutes ago about failing forward and just understanding that you may not get the expected or the desired outcome, but being a winner is also understanding that there is something to gain no matter what the outcome is. You know, there may be a lesson or a connection or a resource that you got out of that experience, no matter how negative it may have seemed to be to you. So I just wanted to point that out, you know, as one more point.
Oh yeah, and guess what? I got to turn on my other lights because again, they're gonna be like, man, dude, these cats don't have good lighting and stuff. Guess what? I don't care.
Hey, you still gonna get these gems. You know, you may not be able to see, but you can hear. You can hear loud and clear.
Because everything is about, you know, design, aesthetics, and all that. My audio, and guess what? I do care, but I really don't care. Because at the end of the day, this is for the gratification of us and all those who enjoy it. And if you don't enjoy it, because guess what? We still gonna sleep great tonight, baby.
Oh yes, we are.
We're gonna eat up tonight. And at the end of the day, we wish that you have what we have, which is the ultimate gift of a winner: self-love.
There you go.
Self-love, brother.
Sister. That's the core.
Because that's what everybody's chasing.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
To know oneself is the ultimate sign of winning. I already won in life. That's what it all boils down to. So now you want to keep score. Oh, checking my bank account. How many this, how many that. My scorecard is, how do my children do better as themselves, being 100% uniquely them? That's my win. That's what your win. So when If you don't have those things, what is money? Because people jumping out of windows, overdosing, millions of dollars, but they still unhappy. And then another simple thing with winning is you can just have a minor task that you achieved in a day that means nothing to nobody, but you did it and you completed it. That's winning.
Yes.
And you can build on that. Just putting on this show at the right time, at the right place, that's a W.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Now, it might not be a W for a sponsor that's looking for 1 million subs to put in front of, but that's a W for us because we're expressing our opinions, our beliefs, unapologetically.
That's right.
Truth. That's winning. And I would hope if anybody is watching this, you would understand that you should have the same thing. And then you will have that magnetic, attraction from people, and that winning will start to manifest itself in other aspects of your life. And it's like our man with the new book we also been taught about, never eat alone. Ooh, man. Woo! Powerful.
Yeah, we got to add that one to the list.
Man, the power of true giving and real networking, to give just for the sake of giving to make better for everybody, that's winning. Man, I could talk about this, man, every day.
Yeah, we gotta add that book to the club list. Man, make sure we get that one in rotation one of these months for sure.
Absolutely, no doubt about it. Then I will plug another book, another one of our great friends, Holly D. Rudy, CPA, Teach Your Child to Fish. Man, you want to really talk about real winning? You know what the best thing about winning is? The next generation getting better, a better model. That's one thing I like about winning, is that when you come out with a new car, the next car is better because we got smarter. The next house got better because we got smarter. Didn't have to get bigger, got more efficient. The technology sped up, the phone processor got better. That's winning. Teaches a kid a shortcut that's a principal shortcut with math, or learn how to comprehend. Hooked on phonics. I remember when that first came out. Kids just struggle to learn how to read because English is a bastard language. And when I say that, if you don't know where English is derived from, it's derived from Latin. And Latin is the origin of the Romance languages. So you'll find words from French that are English, words from Italian that are English, words from Latin that are English. But if sometimes words in the English language and the lexicon are hard to pronounce, Hooked on Phonics breaks it down so simple that anybody can learn how to phonetically correctly say it. That's winning.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Yeah, and I think that's an excellent place to put a period on this conversation. But just to tie it all together, again, this is no coincidence that this idea of self-knowledge and self-love is coming up, in this show again. We talked about it in a few episodes, but knowing yourself and loving yourself is the foundation of winning. And I think that's the biggest takeaway that I'm going to take, from this conversation. So DJ, any final thoughts on winning, and then we'll let the people know what we got coming up.
Absolutely. Here's the thing, Nick. At the end of the day, man, winning ultimately is loving everybody for who they are. Girl, man, children, baby, all ethnicities, all races. That's real winning. Man, we're about real one love, like, Bob Marley, one love. That's what it's all about. So I want you to understand that we love everybody on the planet. And when you love yourself, it's impossible for you to hate others. And that's the ultimate win in life. So that's what I like to say. And we love the fact that you're tuning in to the show. Turn it back to you, bro.
All right. Yeah, I'm gonna grab the book real quick so I can show to the people what we're reading for September. While I'm grabbing that, tell them about the shows that we're rolling out next week.
Oh man, yeah. So next week, ladies and gentlemen, girls and guys, we're rolling out the 7 Spheres of Money professional series with everybody in our 7 Spheres of Money. We're gonna have up on the deck Astoria Stubbs, business behind the chair, that talks exclusively and from an expertise 10 plus years in the cosmetology and barber business. She's going to be doing her own show. We're going to have our financial planning guru, Melvin Hobson, talking about security investments. We're going to have our main man, Leonard Ray, talking about Forex, who's been doing Forex for 15 years and started investing at the young age of 19 and is a self-made millionaire at the young age of under 45. Then we're going to have our attorney, who's the #1 patent trademark litigation attorney on the planet, in my humble but expert opinion, Lisa Shebar, talking exclusively about everything legal for entrepreneurs. And then we're going to have our main man, and I think we got him agreed, but we got to make sure, Corey P. Smith, coming to talk about knocking out that credit and getting them credit lines, so you'll have the ability to come on and watch our show every day of the week, talking about an expert industry in the 7 spheres of money: accounting, banking, real estate, financial planning, estate planning, Nick's knowledge notion, credit, on this platform beginning next week. Tune in and you're going to get the best of the best. 20 years of expertise, 20,000 people come through our system and getting the real truth about winning and applying, Nick, the platinum rule to people. The silver rule is do the least you can do to stay out of trouble. Golden rule is do unto others that you want to have done unto you. But the platinum rule, Nick, if you like, steak and I like sushi and I'm buying both, I'm buying you steak and I'm buying me sushi, because that's the platinum rule. Back to you, bro.
That's right. You just mentioned Corey P. Smith. So the book that we're discussing in September is Conspiracy of Credit by Corey P. Smith.
Yes, so, right there. Yep.
Yes, I believe the first Friday in September is September 4th. That's when we'll be discussing this book. See, I got my highlighter in here. I've been highlighting and taking notes, and man, this book is explosive, man. He knocked me out on the first page, in the introduction. I'm like, oh.
That's the most important part. And man, talk about the juxtaposition of the day and the weekend that you're doing that. If you pull the book back up with them chains on, that weekend coming up is Labor Day weekend.
Labor Day weekend.
So you can break the chains of credit labor and get yourself free in this Book of the Month study with us. Go out, get that book. Let's talk about it. Chime in, hop on the chat. Lot, man, we're going to blow this thing up. Man, boy, I'm excited.
Yep, me too. Yeah, yes, we are. We ain't playing no games with y'all. You see everything that's coming. We're not playing. But as always, we thank you for tuning in and joining us. Remember, like, share, subscribe to the channel. 7 Spheres of Money on YouTube, 7 Spheres of Money on Facebook and Instagram as well. Make sure you stay connected. Visit DJTheMoneyCoach.com and get on that email list so you can get the notifications about our upcoming shows, webinars, and programs.
Boy, they missed a fire webinar, man. Man, that webinar was jam-packed. People were loving it, man. I mean, man, I don't mean to, I probably have done about 15 follow-ups from that webinar, which was on Tuesday, and the people are excited, Nick. They locking in. They getting on the program. They working with Melvin. They're talking to Lisa. They're excited, man. I'm so happy that we can help a lot of people out. You better catch our next webinar, and we might put that replay available if you ask us about it.
Yeah, maybe we might. But guess what? I know we did send out that interview on to the email subscribers. So if you were subscribed to the email list, then you knew about it. So get on that email list so you don't miss it. DJTheMoneyCoach.com. That's where it's at. So we'll end this the way we always do. We wish you a pom-pom lifestyle. That's plenty of money, peace of mind, and we want you to join us on the Beaches of the World Club. So until next time, next broadcast.